Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach. How's it going, guys? Big round of teams coming up here. I just feel as if this week could break a few or it could make a few if you get through it. You just pick up the temperature a little bit on the live session, and there were some people panicking. There was some serious trades, serious things going on, because a pretty lengthy list there of players that you might want to consider or think about. We've got George Hewett there twice, but there's some of the players we're going to talk about because there is a bit of carnage. The teams will tell us a little bit more in a moment. So, big week ahead. We're low on trades, and we could have a bit to think about. I'm rolling a VC tonight, so hopefully I'll get this one uploaded just by then. A couple for the tipsters. How on earth are Sydney favourites tonight? That's the last time I checked the odds. Swans were favourites. Dogs win tonight for sure. And then tomorrow night, Brisbane and Melbourne. I'm tipping the Lions. This is a big moving week for Shorty in the tips. Could break me or make me in the tips, that's for sure. Just one final little footy topic too. All those people banging on about Essendon having to come down to the Cattery and this game should be moved to the MCG. You can go and get stuffed, mate. Oh, I can't believe that we're still talking about this. Passionate Cats fan here. Of course, we all concede that, but come on. It's our home ground. Yeah, there's a few constructions going on. But piss off, mate. We earn the right to play down there. So come on down, Bombers. We'll smash you tomorrow night or Friday night. Saturday night. When is it? It's Saturday night, mate. I'll be there, so I should probably know. But very much looking forward to the game. Should be a bit of atmosphere about the Cattery on Saturday night. Let's take a look at these teams. And just Darcy Cameron, please, mate. Please be named. Let's take a look at these teams. In classic Shorty fashion, technology not working. You should have seen me on the live session, mate. Jesus Christ. Frustrating scenes. Nothing was working for me. The microphone wouldn't connect. My internet was going slow as anything. Just another example here, for fuck's sake. We're connected here, guys. Is anyone home there? Yeah, we're connected. We'll just amongst yourselves, just hang out there. Alright, what do we got? So obviously Lloyd hurts a few. Sheldrick hurts a few. Bailey Smith probably doesn't hurt many, but there would have been a few that had him about 3-4 weeks ago. Now, what else have we got? Dev Robertson, that might hurt a few on the old coverage. Brodie Grundy may hurt some, but that is pretty big. Brodie Grundy being dropped. That is fairly big news. And then we move our way down to the next game. Nothing too carnage vibes there. Can Charlie Constable get back in? New coach, can he get a lifeline? Few outs there for Port Adelaide. Jason Horne-Francis, that affects Shorty's draft team a little bit. Nothing too much else in terms of... Fuck me, Darcy Cameron. Fucking hell. Pisses me off, man. Hayden Young out, Brennan Cox out, Caleb Sarong suspended, which we well knew. That certainly hurts a few. Oh, boy. Is that old mate Corey Wagner? Oh, fucking old mate. What's going on? But I do have a few concerns there with Darcy Cameron. The issue is he's not even playing that good. But I've got 2 trades left, so I'm going to have to do a bit of a deep dive on what that injury is. I don't think it's anything too significant, but you might be able to help me out in the comments there. Cats make a few changes. Mullen might hurt some. Sav may hurt some. But Jeremy Cameron should help a few. And Charlie Constable just getting absolutely no favours done there. Fiorini omitted. That's an interesting one. And obviously Seb Ross. That probably slightly helps Jack Steele and certainly helps Windhager. And Eddie Ford keeps his spot, so that is pleasing. Wardlaw comes back. That's handy. There's a bit in these teams. Sicily is back. Welcome back, James. I desperately need you here, mate. And obviously, didn't mention it before because we already knew, but Josh Dunkley not in either. Hurts a bit. And then, yeah, obviously these are extended benches, these last couple of teams, but that is what we have to deal with. So, first things first, I'm putting the C on Tim English tonight because... I didn't even check, but they would have a pretty depleted ruck set up, the Swans, because obviously we got Tom Hickey out of the side. So you got Hayden McLean in there, and who else might they ruck? Joel Amartey, probably. So yeah, I'm going to back Timmy in. He was in some decent form last week too. So and probably roll it into Dacos. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, look, the thing with Darcy Cameron, right, like I said before, he's not even going that well. He's dished up like a 61, then an 80. So it's not great, but I've got 2 trades left and quite a few weeks to go. And I just feel as if I don't know if that's an emergency trade. So I'll keep 2 trades for emergency. I'm not sure it's an emergency. So, it's a tricky one. Look, let's talk about George Hewett, shall we? So, George Hewett at like 280, break even at 125. Adam Kennedy goes out of the side. That seems to be the guy that's been keeping Hewett out of that centre bounce and really reshuffling their side. So, what we know is Hewett can dominate. We saw it all last year, but we've rarely seen it this year. We've saw it at times, 3-week patch here where he was back in business and almost exclusively being subbed for his last 4 matches or involved in that in some way, shape or form. So, as you can see, the break-even's pretty high. I'm personally thinking George Hewett could be a fantastic M9. So, we've got, you've got Chesser there. I could even offload like an Eddie Ford or something like that. Whoever it might be. I mean, Chesser won't be anywhere near the price rise, but you get my rough drift. So, I just want to see it for 1 week. I just want to see what position he's going to play. Does he go inside mid? Because if he does, that's a bloke who can average you 90 at about 250, 260, whatever it is. You got to take it. So I'm not jumping on him just yet, but I think you seriously got to consider it. And otherwise, look, Darcy Cameron, I feel as if I'm going to hold him. I've got to do some research on the extent of the injury. But if it's just a 1 weeker or nothing too serious, I'll hold him. Anything worse, I think he's gone, because it's not like I said before, it's not like he's a full-blown primo. He's not dominating. I do love that forward ruck swing, because I just feel like Marshall or English could get rested. You never know what's going to go on later in the year, so I want that ability to swing him into the ruck department. So that's food for thought, but at the moment, no trades for me this week. In terms of some of these other guys that we are discussing, like, I mean, you got the Freo boys. Sarong, it's a 1 weeker. You just hold him. You just hope you got some coverage. Hayden Young and Brennan Cox. Again, you're probably going to have to deep dive on what is the extent of their injuries. I don't think as many have Brennan Cox, but Hayden Young, they're probably those semi-regular guys. They're not going to absolutely destroy people. Now, was Jordan Ridley named? Are you fucking serious? How is he named? Pisses me off, man. From a Geelong point of view and a SuperCoach point of view. I don't want to be a dick, but I want Ridley owners to suffer, man. I wanted to get a 1-up on you out there. Fuck me. Anyway, and Dunkley's a hold. I mean, he was close last week. He was close this week by all reports. Outside chance for the most of it. I mean, he comes back next week, surely. He can't give us another Clayton Oliver scenario, can we? So, that's the way I'll be approaching it. Take the short-term pain. I'd take a bit of solace in having 2 trades with 6 or 7 weeks to go. If we get down to 3 or 4 weeks, I might take a bit more of an aggressive approach on using a trade for a guy who's out for 1 week. We'll be in SuperCoach League finals by then. So I just don't want to be left high and dry come that. Lloyd, same goes. I'd hold him because it should just be 1 week. You would imagine with concussion. Sheldrick, he's done his job. I think he's more of your cash cow option. Made some good cash. Poor score last week, and now he's out. So you just cash him in. You say, thanks very much, mate. And Tuke Miller, he's an interesting discussion point. If you got a bit extra cash, he's also a great M9. Like, he's not going to be your 9th midfielder, but he could come into your midfield, be your 9th premium, and some other bloke can be your M9. But I think he too probably has one more price drop in him. A few people saying, strange position he played, didn't set the world on fire, but first week back after a significant period of time out, played 69% time on ground, so clearly he was managed at his best, he's sort of between 85 and 90% time on ground. So I'm definitely interested in Tuke Miller. Could come in very handy. You've got your likes of Callum Mills and Jack Steels at a decent price. Jeremy Cameron in a week or two, if you desperately need that sort of lower end option. Jack McRae at a somewhat decent price. Caleb Daniel, big price, but I feel as if he's a little bit more point of difference if you're looking to go that way about it. Cripps and Walsh bouncing back to some good form. Bit of a different one. Angus Brayshaw, considerably more midfield centre bounce time without Oliver and Petrarca even playing a little bit more forward. Something to consider. So yeah, just a few names. Like, we all know the stars. We all know the stars of the game, but just a few that are a little bit cheaper might be able to help you out. So, like I said, English is going to be my skipper, my VC. Is anyone going to tag from the Dockers? Like, is Dacos going to run around and do as he pleases again? Or should I go like a Laird or a Dawson? I'm going to have to think about that one, but I'll probably have a finalised version of my captains on TikTok in about an hour or so. Maybe even sooner. But yeah, good luck for this week. I'm going to try and wrap this one up and get it out somewhat before the first bounce. Probably not, but hope you have a good weekend. Plenty of good footy this week. Get around the tennis. Cricket's not far away, so it's a good time to be a sports fan. I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.